So the very definition of a self-stimulatory behavior is that something that stimulates my senses, or that stimulates me, keeps me engaged, keep me happy. So in my experiment, I was wondering that let me just check if going by this method, I can have it completely gone for the next 24 hours. Whatever the age of the child, whatever the so-called level, I don't like to use that word, but wherever your child is at the moment and whatever the age is, just get him to be involved in 5 other things. Good evening everybody, Rajni here. Back from yet another fun-filled trip, and I'm here with a video because at the trip certain very important realizations, and that is what I want to put in front of everybody very humbly, but because it helped my son and it helped me, so I want everybody else to be helped with this. So here are my 2 cents, like I like to say, on this. So we were away on this trip to Nals, Kunur. Wonderful initiative by Akhila Vaidyanathan and Mr. Sheshadri. My kids enjoyed a lot, they learned a lot, lots of things, and I'm looking forward to a lot more. Okay, well, this is not a Nals advertisement, I'm just a very happy person with it, so I thought of talking about it for the first couple of seconds. Now, why has this Nals issue come up? Not issue actually, why has this video around Nals come up? This is the reason. When we reached there were a lot of other families that we came across, and what I was very surprised about to see was that these kids were all over the place. Again, no offenses meant to anybody. This is just my humble way of helping, because it has worked for me and it has worked for the children that I've worked with. And so I'm putting it forward for everybody else to try before you discard. So I saw that there were kids who were in mama's laps and they were stimming, self-stimulatory behavior, amusing themselves, stimulating themselves. So the very definition of a self-stimulatory behavior is that something that stimulates my senses, or that stimulates me, keeps me engaged, keep me happy, keep me, at least I'm doing something. So there's a lot of debate on this. Some people say that, let the child stim, accept him the way he is, blah, blah, blah. No offenses to anybody. You are a free person to choose what you have to choose. What my take on this is that, and this is what I had actually for the first time when I heard Temple Grandin, when she said I was not allowed to stim. And then she didn't explain why, but she said as a kid I was not allowed to stim. And then I put my 2 and 2 together and see that, okay, she is someone who's a double PhD, who has so much awareness, who is knowing things and who is learning incidentally from things. And so my head put 2 and 2 together and I started working, because my own son, then I'm not, dependent on anybody, that, I will do what I will want to do. And today, like, he's almost 15 years now, in May he'll be celebrating his birthday, 15th birthday. So it has worked. It has really worked. So what I just started off as an experiment, listening to Temple Grandin, has actually worked for him at a mega level. So this is what it is. She said I was not allowed to stim, right? And then we have this popular notion where people say, accept your child, let him stim, don't stop, etc., etc. So what I saw was that these children the mothers were happily talking to each other and they were discussing their thing in their local language, which I of course never understood. And the child was busy doing what he was doing. So maybe shaking a hanky, and another one just repeatedly saying one princess dialogue or something. So they were all doing their thing. And I will not blame the parents also, because they don't know that it can be dealt with differently. They have been told by professionals like us that accept. So they have accepted. Which parent would want their child to, be actually consumed in their own world? But then they've accepted because they've been told like that. So I did a little experiment with my son, because like I like to say, I'm a social scientist and my laboratory is my son. And then of course, when I get a little confident, then the children at my center and the children in my online classes, then it grows. But the first guinea pig is him. And so I did this experiment. I said, Jay, you have to tell me about a few things that you learned here that I don't know. So he said the full form for NALS is, I think what he said was the National Adventure Leadership Skills, if I'm not wrong. But then he said it correctly, and Akila ma'am told me that, yeah, he's saying the right thing. So he knew it. And he had figured it out. Incidental learning. He had checked it out. Like I also posted on Facebook, the first thing he did when he got down, he went to the policeman and said, "Yahan pe kaun si language boli jati hai?" So that added to his. So what I was wondering was that when he is not into an activity which is self-consuming, which is keeping himself completely engaged and drenched into his own world, his brain is thinking, and that's where my job comes in, to tell him that there's something else that you can look at. And that is what the job of every parent who's listening to this video is, to be telling them, and by showing them, and later on when they're grown up adequately and matured adequately in their head, to be telling them that there is so much more that you can learn by simply observing, by looking, by asking a why. So all the things that you have taught over the years, that how to ask a why question, so all of those things come in handy then. So in this case, now particular case, I said, okay, what else? So he said, I asked him, which part of India are we in? So he said, South. I said, okay, what place is this? He said, Coimbatore. Then I said, do you know which is this state? I was thinking that he will not be able to answer. So he said, Tamil Nadu. I said, do you know who's the chief minister? He said, I don't know. I said, do you think you have a way of finding out? So he said, he looked here and there, then he said, Google. So he took out his phone and he did, who is the chief minister of Tamil Nadu? And then he told me the answer. Then I said, how many states are there in India? Then he said, these many. Then I said, do you know their capitals? So he told me the capitals. And then I said, do you know the chief ministers? Can you identify them by face? He said, no. I said, okay, go ahead, find out. So my son Jay has this one very particular stimming habit when he does this, but it's quite reduced, much reduced, but yeah, he still has it little bit. So in my experiment, I was wondering that, let me just check if going by this method, I can have it completely gone for the next 24 hours. So I was just checking that, can I get rid of this habit for the next 24 hours only? Just 24 hours. And then I gave him enough meat to work around, that tell me about, these many states, their capitals, their chief ministers, what do they look like? So when I would just simply flip one picture in front of him, and he would say, yeah, this is Yogi Adityanath. He is the chief minister of Uttar Pradesh. And it's giving me more meat to say that, okay, when did he join as the chief minister? So now go back to Google. So, one thing building on the other, one thing. Also, what it is doing is that it is giving his brain an idea that I can explore further. This particular aspect can be looked in this way. So when I'm looking at another maybe 16, 17-year-old child who's busy in his or her own world, because I'm not here to name, so I don't want to give any ideas of who I'm talking about or whatever, for the respect of the parents and the respect of the child. But I'm trying to put forward a point that for a child who's a teenager or a grown-up, almost adolescent, is going towards becoming an adult and is still consumed in his or her own world, and I'm asking, how are you? How was your trip? And the child is not answering because he's constantly talking to himself or herself. Then I'm like, maybe somewhere we've missed a point. If we would, as a parent, and I'm not condemning any parent, please take me in the right spirit. So if somewhere we would do this, that make a connection, the child would forget to talk about one particular thing over and over again. Why is there the need for a child to stimulate himself? Because external stimulation is less. And that's where my role as a parent comes in. Why is my child's external stimulation less? Because I have not been able to figure out what is it that he likes. And then from there expand the interest further. Like my son is quite interested in the Indian subcontinent and India and about the states and territories and this and that. So I'm trying to build from there. Because he is interested, he will pay attention. Ladies and gentlemen, 24 hours. Not even once, because I was recording that which is the last, how many hours passed by that he does this. 24 hours he did not do this. So it was proved to me beyond doubt that, and then I also gave him certain other tasks that, you know, you look around and you see this particular kind of leaf and you see this particular kind of bug, and this, they told us about the giant bush tail squirrel. So I said, okay, then see if you can click a picture of the giant bush tail squirrel somewhere else. So his brain has got enough fodder to think, and then to it I'm adding and saying you can also look at some other animal just like this. So which means the time to be consumed in his own self like this is gone. And that's what I want to tell all parents here. Whatever the age of the child, whatever the so-called level, I don't like to use that word, but wherever your child is at the moment and whatever the age is, just get him to be involved in 5 other things. Then parents, the next question that comes up and parents say is that he doesn't like anything else, she doesn't like anything else. This is all they like. So if we try to talk to them now, because nothing else is half as stimulating at this particular activity of doing this and pulling this or doing something with fingers or whatever. So what we can do is, first you can join in with the same activities like that. And suppose I were to deal with a child who's doing this all the time, and I'm like, hey, this is cool. Can you also do this? Try. So it's again with fingers, and the kid is paying attention. Say, no? Okay. Can you also do this? And the kid is looking. He said, let me teach you. See, first you put this and this and this. So you're adding lots of language. And then you are saying, okay, can we do this? Can you find out which finger? Can you show me? Can you touch the middle finger in this? Can you touch the ring finger in this? So you're doing things with fingers, but you're doing something beyond this. And slowly, you know what? I love it when I dip my fingers into the sand with water. And then see what I made. So now I'm slowly shifting the scene from, you know, fingers this to this to this to a sand tray, and then making a figure and say, hey, what did I make? It's almost like anything, you can just add it, what you make. That it's almost like the cloud that looks up. See, look at the shape of the cloud. So you make the shape of that cloud. Now from this, it's gone to the shape of the cloud. And then something else. So what I'm saying is, inch by inch by inch by, you know, centimeter by centimeter, you're trying to increase. The stimulation is less. Not because the child does not understand, but because the child does not know that there is something else that can stimulate him. Because we haven't pushed enough energy towards it. Say, wow, this can be done, that can be done. So the child will automatically be like, let me see, even this can be done. And then praise the child in front of 5 people. You know what? Jay is such a champ. He did these many and he knows all the chief ministers. And it's of course something to be praised. So similarly like that for other children. So that they have a reason to be getting out of this. It's not that, you know, what somebody will think about my child if he's doing this. The bigger concern is, or the valid concern is not bigger. Bigger means then this is a concern. This is not a concern to me. It doesn't matter. But the valid concern in this area is when he is doing this, that means he is not doing anything else that is constructive. And that's what brings me to the table to make this video. If your kid is doing this or something, then he's not or she's not doing something constructive. Get them, shift the focus to doing something constructive that helps them. And one step works as a foundation for another step, and the child is going forward. Yeah. So on that happy note, thank you for listening to me and thank you for taking me positively. Bye bye.